Hey everyone, so let's talk about RxJS. If you've ever found yourself staring at RxJS code, feeling like it's this just impossible mountain of complexity, you are definitely not alone. But today, we're going to flip the script. We're going to look at this whole thing through one simple, powerful metaphor that, honestly, it changes everything. So let's dive in and see what that's all about. Okay, let's just be real for a second. For a lot of us, trying to learn RxJS feels like trying to learn, I don't know, some kind of alien language, right? You've got observables, operators, subscriptions. The learning curve is steep. And you can't help but ask yourself, does it really need to be this complicated? But here's the thing. What if we've been looking at it completely backwards? What if, underneath all that complexity, RxJS isn't about some kind of programming magic? What if it's really just about logistics? Like a super efficient, well-oiled transport system. Now that's an interesting idea, right? Let's dig into that. All right, so let's get into it. RxJS as a transport system. This is the core idea for everything we're about to cover. So from now on, I want you to try and think of RxJS less like a programming library and more like a global shipping company, but for your data. So here's the formal definition, but let's look at it through our new lens. It's a transport system for change over time. And look at what it defines: how values move, in what order, for how long, and even how to cancel the shipment. See? It's all about logistics. It's not about the stuff being shipped, it's about the shipping process itself. And this right here, this is maybe the most important part. Just like a delivery service doesn't care if you're shipping books or coffee beans, RxJS has literally no idea what the values it's moving around actually mean. It doesn't interpret them, it doesn't care, it's just focused on one thing: getting the package from point A to point B. Okay, this brings us to a super critical distinction. We're dealing with packages, not raw goods. This is where the metaphor gets really powerful, and honestly, it's the key to unlocking how this whole thing works. We have to separate the thing from the box it comes in. I mean, think about it. You wouldn't just hand a delivery driver a single shoe, right? No, you'd put it in a box, you'd slap a label on it. Well, RxJS does the exact same thing. It never, ever transports a raw value or a raw error on its own. Everything gets wrapped up in a nice, structured package. And in the RxJS world, that package is called a notification. And get this, there are only 3 kinds of packages in this entire system. That's it. First, you've got your next package. That's your standard delivery. It's got the goods inside. Then there's the error package. Think of this as the, oops, something went wrong with the delivery notice. And finally, the complete package. This one's simple. It just says, all done, no more packages are coming. So what about the actual stuff inside that next package? The actual data you care about. To RxJS, it's just cargo. It's totally opaque. It could be pixels, GPS coordinates, mouse clicks, you name it. RxJS does not care. It doesn't have a clue what's in there. It never, ever looks inside the box. Okay, so now that we have this transport idea down, let's actually map it out. We can draw a perfect one-to-one line from every part of our shipping company analogy to a core concept in RxJS. Just look at how perfectly this lines up. It's kind of crazy. The whole transport system, that's just the RxJS runtime. The goods, that's your data payload. The package it's in, that's the notification. The delivery route itself, the path it takes, that's your observable. The sender is the producer. The receiver is the observer. The connection between them, that's your subscription. And even the dispatcher, the person deciding when to send things, that's the scheduler. Every single piece has a perfect counterpart. It just clicks right. So, okay, why does this all matter? Why is this whole packages, not goods idea so important? Well, because this is where RxJS gets all of its superpower from. Because RxJS works with these standard packages, it can pull off some seriously amazing logistical feats. It can see an error package coming and send it down a completely different path from the regular next packages. It can merge packages from 2 different delivery trucks or switch from one truck to another. It can even hold on to packages for a while, buffer them, and then deliver them all at once. And it always knows when the job is done because it's just waiting for that final complete package. And again, this is the magic trick. It can do all of this incredible, complex coordination without having a single clue what's inside the boxes. All of its power comes from understanding the structure of the delivery system, not the content of the cargo. It's brilliant. Okay, so this entire idea, this whole metaphor, it really boils down to one simple, elegant, powerful rule. If you take away just one thing today, Please let it be this.
Here it is, RxJS transports envelopes, not values. That's it. That's the law. Think of those notifications we talked about as envelopes. Some envelopes have a value inside, some are error notices, and some are just empty envelopes that say this conversation is over. The entire system, every single piece of it, is designed to handle the envelopes, not the letters inside.
And once you get that, everything else just falls into place. All those complicated operators you see, map, switch map, merge map, all the schedulers, all the different kinds of subjects, they all just follow logically from this one simple fact. They're all just fancy ways of sorting, filtering, and redirecting the envelopes. So when you stop seeing RxJS as the scary collection of weird functions and start seeing it for what it is, a super robust, predictable transport system, the whole library just clicks. It all makes sense. And so the question isn't, how on earth does this work anymore? The question becomes, okay, now that I see the system, what am I going to build with it?